No amount of positive thoughts can truly shift your vibrational frequency if the paradigm, the set of habits and information that have programmed your subconscious mind, isn't altered first.
Every single day, if you said this, I'm going to become a millionaire, but then you sat on the couch and watched TV, you'd be a hypocrite. But if you're saying, what would a millionaire do today to become a millionaire? Yes. And then you go do it because you say, I am a millionaire, and so I am going to be that person.
Welcome to the Premium Mindset, the weekly podcast where homegrown entrepreneurs and business owners, Evan Ritchie and Cameron Bodden, share the good, the bad, and the ugly of modern entrepreneurship and reveal what really happens behind the scenes of their personal and professional lives. As owners of two of America's fastest growing and most disruptive companies, Coconut Cleaning and Green Mango Pest Control. Stay tuned for real stories, struggles, insight, and advice from real entrepreneurs in real time.
What's going on today's episode of the Premium Mindset? I am following up with Cameron on my progress on mantras, as well as sharing some insight on how we have immediately increased our profitability. And if you listen to what we share on this episode, I know that your profit will increase as well. So on a recent episode of the Premium Mindset, we went over mantras, and I told all the coconut guys this morning, I said, it was actually really cool for me. And I need to give you some props here, which I do most every episode.
Thank you.
And I said it was cool because I wanted to be honest, and I feel like you coached me through not necessarily believing it, but just kind of helped me see from my perspective how mantras can work. And I told you one of my issues with the idea of mantras or affirmations has been where I believe it really kind of came from, which was this book. And I'm not saying that that's where it came from. I'm just saying that when it was introduced in my life, it was from the book, The Secret. Have you even heard of that book?
Is it the same thing as the movie?
Yeah, I think the movie's based off the book.
I haven't read the book, but
I haven't seen the movie. So the book is basically,
I'll read the book, you go watch the movie, man.
Is it like Nicolas Cage? Who's in it?
I don't know the actors, but not Nicolas Cage.
It's like you sit and it's like $100,000 check, $100,000 check, and you see the check and you visualize it, but it doesn't talk about the work. And so when people are like, millionaire, right? Really, or they talk about Jim Carrey writing himself a $10 million check, and then 10 years later he gets a $10 million check for Dumb and Dumber. Mm-hmm. It's like they don't account for all the auditions, all the times he reached out to agents trying to get roles in movies. And so I digress. You gave me a book called Manifesting for Beginners by Victoria Jackson. And I got up early this morning because I said, I'm gonna commit, and I want to understand it better.
I love that about you, man.
Well, I'm so glad you gave me this because she hit on what I feel at my core is my belief about mantras. She just totally squashed it. And I understand it for how it should be done because of, in part, what you said, and then also marrying that with what she said in the book. So to sum it up, I said that I dislike that people don't account for the work that is required and the habits that are required of you to be a certain person. Mm-hmm. And so rather than having affirmations, and this is during our conversation, I said, if I know that I want to be a millionaire, all I'm going to ask myself is, what do most millionaires do to get to that point? And I'm going to try and do that thing, and I'm going to work my butt off. So I'm not going to do this I am light, I am kindness, I am rich, I am charitable. You know what I mean? But it's okay. So she says here in the book, she says, no amount of positive thoughts can truly shift your vibrational frequency if the paradigm, the set of habits and information that have programmed your subconscious mind, isn't altered first. I love it because, again, at my core, I said, Cam, I have a problem with people making vision boards and then putting it on their wall and then not doing anything about it, but just simply saying I am a billionaire and I have this car and this house or whatever, and not doing the things that are required. And I love that she said there's no amount of like positive thinking that's going to get you what you want if your habits don't align with it. Yeah?
I'm just letting you talk here because I love it. But you're the biggest hypocrite in the whole world, because the mantra is if you say, hey, I'm going to become a millionaire.
He's not referring to me if you're not watching this.
If you're going to become a millionaire, every single day, if you said this, I'm going to become a millionaire, but then you sat on the couch and watched TV, you'd be a hypocrite. But if you're saying, what would a millionaire do today to become a millionaire? Yes. And then you go do it because you say, I am a millionaire, and so I am going to be that person. We were in a coconut meeting this morning, and I talked about like you talked about, hey guys, we're changing pay, we're changing this, we're changing that, meaning that if the people that are lazy, like they will make less, but the people that actually hit the targets that we need to hit as a company to be profitable, they will make more than they're making right now.
Correct.
And you said there's no one in the whole company that doesn't want that. And I agree with you. But what I said is that the problem is that when the time comes to be that person, you gave the example of, one of important, and it sounds kind of dumb, but you've figured out the recipe for success, that when you go to a front door to a customer's house, like have your booties, be smiling, and have the fan in your other hand, and then do 2 demos.
Yeah.
So the problem is that half our people are going to go to the door with a fan or without the booties and not do the demo, and they're not going to hit what we want. And so everyone wants it, but very few people are willing to do it. And so if you're telling yourself every single day, and this is what I was trying to portray in the podcast, our last podcast when we talked about this, is like, if you're truly saying that you will be this guy every single day, you show up and you want to be that guy every single day, or else you're just the biggest hypocrite and you're going to squash that mantra, and then you won't become that person.
Yes. Okay. So reading the book, I'm really excited to follow up with, I'll show maybe like just so I can show you guys what my mantras are going to be, and then check in 6 months. That way I can kind of keep myself in check rather than keeping it to myself. And then I'll let you guys know if it happens or if it doesn't. So when I'm done with that this week, I'll let you guys know. But I want to piggyback off of what we just said. And I feel like it's game-changing information for anyone that's listening that I wish we would have done differently. So again, the foundation that we were talking about is habits, and action needs to be in line with the projected outcome you're going for. So you can identify yourself with the person that has achieved that thing, as long as your actions and your behaviors are in line with that. Okay. It's not a complete shift, but I was talking to Cam yesterday and I said, man, like one of my favorite thing about people that have social medias are like how much they give. And I feel like it would be remiss for me not to share some of the things that Cameron has kind of brought to light, but then the action that has been taken to apply what has been said. And so I want to let's say you're out there, you have your business, you have a front office manager. 1 month ago, Coconut, and 7.5 years prior, we would say, here's $50,000 to do this job. Here are your KPIs. And I won't even try to admit that we've had KPIs the entire time, but we would say $60,000, and here are your responsibilities and here are your KPIs, right? And then what companies do is they say, if you hit these, you get a bonus on top of it. But I have some game-changing information for culture, profit, and if you are out there wondering how to take some of the weight and pressure off of yourself as an entrepreneur, here it is. And you don't have to, I guess, do the specific numbers, but here's what I've chosen to do. I took all of our salaried employees, manager salaried employees, and I'm taking $12,000 from their.
Why $12,000?
It was just easy for the months. So hear me out. I'm taking, so if someone got paid $60,000, I'm saying, hey, your base pay is 48 and you earn $500 a pay period for hitting the KPIs that are associated with your position. Because I didn't realize for so long that I'm willing to pay 60 grand for them to do that job. But what we were doing was like, hey, here's your 60,000. And if you hit these, here's a bonus. Mm-hmm. But the bonuses are sinking us because they're not in line with how much we can pay for the individual productivity of that employee. And so but like also too, in contrast, if somebody makes $120,000, they're going down to 108, and then they have a $500 biweekly bonus for just hitting their basic metrics. This isn't about huge numbers, because there's also another side to the spectrum here. And there's another side. There's other side of the coin here. And that is, I want people to share in the weight and pressure of not hitting a basic goal. And so our CFO has said, hey guys, here's your budgets to hit at Coconut. This allows you guys to make X per year, but really these budgets are to pay the bills, to allow for marginal growth, and to add a little bit into the savings. Nothing special. And so running the numbers through the system, if your team all hits the basic metrics, great. They get their pay that they agreed to anyway. But now if we don't hit it, we're saving, 500 times 10. There's $5,000 right there, right away, that we're saving respectively to not hitting certain budgets and goals as a company.
I love that. I love how you just explained that, because it's really easy to understand. So thank you. The second thing is, what I love about that is that if you're out of alignment, that manager is going to be coming and yelling at you.
It's already happening.
And they're going to be coming up with solutions.
It's changed next week, and they're already like, but like this person never gets this on time to me. I'm like, great, let's get them in the room, let's fix it.
So good, man.
I'm excited. So the other side of the coin is
the spectrum. Do the spectrum.
On the other side of the spectrum, we want also for our employees to partake in the upside of beyond budgeted numbers. So let's say that you have a CSR who gets paid X amount per, hour, or let's go back to the CSR manager.
I want to ask about hourly, but keep going on the.
I have an hourly solution there, but the CSR manager, $60,000, and for us, we have thousands of Coconut Club members, and for us to maintain keeping them on schedule, we need to schedule 25 Coconut Club members per day. So I say, CSR manager, your baseline job is just making sure that 25 Coconut Club members get scheduled per day, this much on the pay period. So if you do miss one on a day, don't sweat it. You can go 30 the next day. You just have to push. But if you don't hit that number, you lose out $500. Okay? The other side of it is, hey, if we get more Coconut Club members, I want you incentivized to retain our Coconut Club members. And here is the average amount that cancel per month. Let's say, for easy numbers, 10% cancel per month. That's just kind of always what it's been. And so here's what I want you to do. On top of getting your $500 for booking the 25.
Hold on real quick. So the Coconut Club is $99 a quarter.
So it's about $1,000 annual contract value.
But okay, so $33 a month.
Yeah.
Right? 33. And I just want to follow the math along with you. 33, you're saying 10%. So
of our, I would say it's close to about 50 a month cancel, because we service about 500.
So 33 times 50, right? That's what we're saying. So $1,650 worth of contract value cancels each month
for that month. But annual contract value, it's 50 times 1,000.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money.
But when you're talking about I just want to do the math with people. So did you do the math on the annual contract value or the monthly?
So
with the savings?
We're doing it on annual.
Okay, so keep going. I'll ask my questions.
This is good because I want it helps them and it helps everyone understand like the drastic measure of how valuable a customer is to you, right? So if I say, hey, customer service manager, it's always just been 10%. 50
take it from 10 to.
Take it from 10. How about this? Every percent below 10, you get $150 bonus. And he's like, okay, so if I get it down to 5%, I can make an extra $850. Yes.
So why 150? If someone's listening, they're trying to figure out in their business. So
these
if we have
aren't the actual numbers.
$33,
I'm just doing simple numbers. Like these aren't the actual numbers.
What are the actual?
So the actual cancel rate is like 6.5% per month
of coconuts. Okay.
Yeah. So 10% is 50. Let's say that's around 37. Okay. So around 37 cancel.
37 times $33 is what it's worth to us. So we have about.
It's not $33 because we get an extra 150 that month to service them. So we lose out on 180 and 183. So it's 183 times 37.
183. So we're talking about $6,000, $6,700.
Yes.
And so of that 6,700, what percentage are you saying I'll give you whoever bonus to retain that?
So every percent below 10%, we're giving him $45. As far as on the pay period. So he can earn an extra $250 realistically per pay period. If he keeps those people on the schedule, they follow through with the service, and we get the $188, we're paying him $25 of it.
But if we break it down per customer, okay, so of the 183 that we're making, you're giving away $25 of that?
Correct.
Yeah.
Because we anticipate that we're going to lose that anyway.
Yeah.
So if our
I'm not like disagreeing with you.
I
just wanting to make sure that people are following, number one, but two, like where you came up with it, how you came to this number.
Correct. Yeah.
I would even say you could give them a full $183. Obviously, it doesn't pencil that way, but if you wanted, I say it doesn't pencil that way, it would be advantageous for you to go up to that high just to save that customer.
Did you say advantageous? Good job, dude. That's awesome.
I've been studying 3 new words a day.
Studying the dictionary.
Such a dork.
So, but here's again in the spirit of
why 25?
Because here's what I said. If I took on your role, I know I could get it down to 5%. I can get it down to like 4%. So like, if you want to be a manager here, you have to do something better than I can if I were to come into your job and do it for you. And so I know that I'm giving you X amount of dollars for you to do that thing, because if you don't, I will, and I'll save those amount of customers. Because I told them, if you can't save them, just send the cancels my way. I'm like 37 calls, 5 minutes a call. I know I'll save at least 16 of those people.
Okay. I love the pay structure alone because one, it points people out that might be hindering their job. Two, like it'll bring up what guys may be in the wrong seat on the bus, right? He might not be the right manager to run that. And then just
hourly,
huh?
Hourly
what?
You say you wanted to bring up hourly?
Oh yeah. So for a CSR, if you're paid $18 an hour for a CSR, are you doing the same type of thing? Hey, now they're going down to $15, but if they hit the call volume or whatever your KPIs are, like what is that?
Yeah, you nailed it. Same principle. So I talked to James. He said if we move forward and create a new position and we're willing to pay $21 an hour, we pay 19 or we pay 18, you pay 17, and then you can create scales, whatever you want to do, but the principle is the same, where we're willing to pay this $21 an hour. So we'll post equivalent of $21 an hour. And then when they come in and they actually are like qualified to come here and work with us, we say it's $19 an hour, and every pay period you can earn an extra $160 bonus. There's the hourly pay difference of the equal to $21 an hour. And then same principle. So we'll slow that down, not because of comprehension, but I want everyone to understand for 7.5 years, if I could pay $80,000 to an inside salesman, I'd say this is for managing, training, coaching, auditing calls, listening, whatever. And then if you hit, 700 sales a month, you get your bonuses on top of it. But I've realized for so long that
then they just care about their bonuses and then the baseline
exactly
slips.
And so now, even theorizing this with managers, I've probably heard 5 constraints in 5 different managers' life caused by another manager because they're scared they're not going to hit their goal. And I'm like, why haven't you brought this up sooner? Why haven't you shared? I don't want to like be a pain in the ass to someone if they're not like they're a cool guy. I don't want to like make them mad at me. So I've never said anything. But like if I'm going to lose my bonus because this, then they don't enter in all the leads in HubSpot. It's
That's so funny. It's like the Mr. Beast games when the guy takes 670 grand, bro. He's like, I just need like 530 to get out of debt. Yep, I'll take 670.
but that's the point, right? So in the spirit of sharing anything we can, I feel like this was all accelerated. We were just like, something isn't right. You started looking at people's pay, and I'm like, dude, what are we going to do? Like, what, take their pay? But then James emailed you and I, and he just said, hey, the prospect of having 3 payrolls this month, you guys might need to come out of pocket, for 50 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I haven't slept since then. I'm like, man, everyone, we're around the table doing an 8:15. Just so you guys know, we do 8:15 a.m. stand-ups. Every manager reports on the previous day KPIs. And for example, you pointed out something that really, really bugged you. And I don't think he listens, but the job average was like 380 and they're supposed to hit 400. And the person that shared it was like, oh, so like 380, like they did good this week. So I'm sitting there like $20. So $20 times 400 jobs, 450 jobs. I'm like, hey guys, tens of thousands of dollars we just lost because of $20.
That happened today on the call?
That was like 2 weeks ago when you were like, and he just sat there saying, good job, guys. And I was like, oh. Yeah. But the point is that I'm looking at all these managers who respect me, respect us. They love working here. And yet when someone hit their KPIs, it's like, cool. If someone doesn't, they're like, oh, well, we'll try harder. But I'm like, I know that not hitting over a week is $19,000 less in revenue. And I know that that's going to contribute to our paying payroll. And I'm doing the math as they're talking and I'm like, I'm screwed. And I know that's how people feel out there. And I just said, this is what has to change, is that no one feels the weight. And as the owner, that's your job, that you get to feel the entirety of the weight. And so if Andrew hits his section, he gets it. Yeah, he's our technician manager. So if he has the reservice percentage, he has the job average, and he has the customer satisfaction score, he gets his $500 bonus, and that's great.
How many people do you think are going to quit because of this?
Managers?
Yeah.
None. Because I did what we do best. And I said, look, this is just so that you share in the pain of not hitting, but let's talk about the upside of what you guys could start earning if we start having bigger days. Because what did we have yesterday? Our largest day ever. And then I texted James, I said, our largest day ever to what? Last Friday. And then last Tuesday, like the last 2 weeks, we've had our largest days ever of 30 something thousand, 28, 27.
I just want to highlight that, because if you go cut pay without giving an opportunity on the upside, when they do go above and beyond their norm, they're gone.
Yeah.
But I love all of our people at Coconut. That's not what this is about. But as soon as, like, we've seen this time and time with employees. Like, as soon as it's either them or us, they choose them. Everyone always chooses themselves. And so I'm just going to sit back with some popcorn and see, like, if someone quits because they don't want their feet held to the fire.
Okay, let me give a shout out to my wife, because I love her. I think she's amazing, and she's phenomenal at so many things. But when I talked about this, the salary deduction.
Is she in on it?
No. She was just like, I've never not hit my leads. I said, then you have nothing to worry about. She's like, that's dumb. Like, why is something being changed? Because like, I haven't contributed to that. Like the other guys are, blank, but like, I've never not hit my leads. I'm like, so great. Then you get your pay and it's all the same.
So Evan's wife's our CMO.
Yeah.
She's been our CMO for
2.5, 3 years.
Well, she's been with us forever. Like I feel like 5 years, but in this role for 2.5. So is she taking the $12,000 deduction?
Yeah, the contract.
It's across the board.
Myself. Hey,
are you sleeping on the couch tonight? Are you?
No, that was a conversation about 2 days ago. But the point is like, look, like it's all not that it's all the same, right? If you share, like, let's say it's a 50, like 25,000, right? That is scary to think, oh, that's a payroll that I might have to pay towards. So that's what the owner gets to deal with. So I'm not promoting that you have a bunch of employees that share the entirety stress of running a business. But what I am sharing is that if someone makes $3,000 a paycheck, a manager making $3,500 a paycheck, proportionally, I want them sharing in the stress that comes from not hitting budget.
I just feel like when you can do that as a company, and I don't know, like the other night you shared with me that one of your guys had a commercial job. What time did everyone get there? Like 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
So it's 10 o'clock at night. Everyone's worked 8 hours already. And you're like, I'm going to go help out. Is it Chris?
Yeah.
I'm going to go help out Chris. And, go do this commercial job with him. And I
said that in front of 5 people because those same 5 people were asked who could help Chris, and it was crickets.
Yeah.
And leadership.
But all 5 of those guys showed up after you said, I'll be there. So that's what tells me like your team loves this. And this is where you as the entrepreneur that's listening to this needs to get creative to where, hey, how can I help them? I think you're a genius on this because your team wants to support you. Your team wants to hold accountable. If they knew that you were having to come out of pocket for payroll, I think a lot of your guys would say, hey, take away my bonus or take away this or that because they love you so much. That's the culture that you've built. And so where we as a whole of entrepreneurs in the world drop the ball is like we're not creative enough to create a plan like you just came up with because our people want to be there for us as long as you're a good guy. If you were a piece of crap and didn't have that, like I think most of them would leave. But when you're saying, hey, I want us all to be hyper aware of what's going on. And that's why I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I'm like, when we're on hourly pay, the guys spend 30 to 40 minutes a stop. When we go, and so then we're doing quality, we're spending money on quality control. When we go to commission, what happens? They go to 20 minutes a stop or 15 minutes a stop. And so then we're going on the other side. It's like, dude, why did this house that last month took you 40 minutes now taking 20? I'm just more efficient, man. It's like, bull crap. We switched your pay. And so that's the point of what I love is that what you've done with this structure, and I'm just going over it again. So if you're listening to this, come up with a creative plan where everyone wins. I was coaching one of my one-on-one clients today, and he runs a pool company. And I know the stress that comes from pools. And I just said, our goal for you is to try and help build micro companies with each pool like route. And you only have about 90 customers per tech. So I'm saying, how can your team win and lose with you, which is essentially what you're talking about. I didn't come up with this because I was like, dude, I don't know how. It's really hard because sometimes if he calls out, those pools are going to someone else. But it's like, hey, what's the cancellation average in that area of 90 customers that he services? What's the upsell? What's the, and start bonusing on those so that you guys can win together and you guys can lose together. That's how you'll run a successful pool company. And essentially that's what you're doing with coconut is saying, hey, I want us to win together and lose together. And I think it's great, man. I'm trying to like poke holes in it of like why it wouldn't work. But like from the surface, it sounds pretty great. I love it.
The KPIs are aligned. And again, to sum this up, because how it all started with, in terms of this episode, was mantras don't mean anything if your habits and behaviors are not aligned with that future outcome. And it's not all the time, but it's for the most part, right? Because if I create a new mantra that I treat my body like a temple and I only feed it fuel that, energizes me and supports that my body is a temple, right? I'm a hypocrite if I go eat a Snickers, and if I go eat candy, I go eat all this stuff, right? Maybe I slip here and there, but the point is that I now have aligned myself with this person down the road who treats their body well, with respect, who works out, who only puts in things that helps me be fueled throughout the day. Now in business, the same thing happens where I can want the profits that I want. I can say I have a successful and profitable business that is well known throughout the nation, and the profits allow me to take the income I've always wanted while simultaneously allows me to be as charitable as I've always desired. Okay? That's one of
You're
my...
going to become phenomenal, man.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I use $100 bill right now as the what was that
bookmark?
Bookmark, right? And someone's like, "Oh, dang!" It's like, actually, it's because of my disdain towards me perceiving that anyone who's wealthy is like always the love of money, and that's just not true.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to break that conditioning in my mindset that I can be wealthy and accomplish everything that I've always wanted to in terms of charity and outreach. And so for me in this business, as I've taken a look at, if I want this profitable company and I want people in here to learn and to grow, I'm not going to make it easy for them. But also at the same time, like, I'm also not going to take 100% of the upside of our goals. I want them to share in that. And so that's where I feel like we're within integrity to say, hey, this cut's happening, but here's the upside. And guess what? 3 days in the last 10, you guys have shown that, and you would have made an extra $500 on top of your pay.
That difference between their job and, like, let's say they sell another $5,000 above, like, the baseline budget of this pays our bills, right? You're taking out COGS out of that and then giving a percentage. So if we do $5,000 and our COGS are $1,000, you're paying off a commission of $4,000.
Yeah, this is what it
10%, 20% of the $4,000.
Exactly. So let's say we have a $400 job average. The number we've settled on is $25, right?
25 for what?
We're going to take out $25.
Oh, for COGS.
Yes, for COGS. Okay. So here's what that looks like. Again, like, this is like nuggets right now for anyone out there. But Tommy Mello has a very short book on performance pay. I think he sends it to you in a Google format. Took me 15 minutes to read. Basically, the principle is that where companies go wrong is they pay a commission percentage off of their generated revenue. And he said, here's how you scale profitably. You have the revenue minus material. For us, it's COGS. Then you multiply that technician's pay commission percentage by that revenue. So $10,000 in produced revenue minus $2,500 in material. So it's now $7,500 times their commission percentage.
You're losing me at the end there. Times their commission percentage.
Yeah. So if, like, I make 18% of what I sell, Tommy says take out materials. So if you say it's not 10,000 times 0.18, it's 7,500 because
you automatically take out your COGS right away.
Correct.
But then you're paying the 18%
on 7,500.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I thought there was one more step you're adding in there.
No. So on us, it's
425. So we're paying 37 on 375. We're paying whatever
17%. So
above, but that's above 400, which is the norm, like, which is what we need to pay your salary for.
Correct.
Like what you're getting paid for. So if they go to 430, then it's 430 minus 25, and then you're paying them off of $5. What is that?
We're keeping it 25 across the board so that we don't. This is right now, right? But 25 immediately covers our materials, and the bulk of our materials has more to do with the fuel of traveling and less to do with the product that we use while we're there, because it's diluted so often. So if they add 4 more rooms of tile, it's probably an extra 50 cents in cost, but the fuel of getting there and all that's primarily
the marketing spend, the fuel, the office, the salesman, everything that goes into it.
So right now,
but my question is if they go up to a 430 job average, they're not getting 17% on 400. That's now the standard.
Correct.
So if they go to 430, they're now making 17% off of that $30.
Correct. Yeah. Is that something that you think should be fixed or changed?
I guess
the logic from as we went back and forth with James is
sorry, keep going.
No, yeah, it's just okay, we're now going to start profiting more, basically the percentage of what $25 is of 400. So anything past 400, it's more money for the technicians. It's just not a norm that we want to get into the weeds with for the technician he has a 430 week. We want him to earn in the upside of 400, but for sure, for what it costs us to get there, the insurance, all that, we're taking 25 out from that job. Mm-hmm. And so we're willing to pay in the upside of anything beyond and not get too granular and taking more money.
If I'm one of our salesmen and the job gets booked at a promotion of 150, right? Is that what it's usually like 99?
149.
149. Yeah. Goes out at 149. The salesman he's paid commission. He's a low hourly.
Yeah.
Hourly.
The salesman, it's hourly against commission. So it's 100% commission now.
Okay. So we have a setter closer model. He's chilling in the office waiting for that tech to tee him up, right? He takes it to 400.
Yeah.
What's he getting?
The salesman in the office?
Yeah, between 150 and 400. So there's 250 upsell. Do you want to go over this or no?
I'd say back this out because we're getting rid of the phones. We will down the road. We've done the math 5 times over, and if we got on the phone with James, the difference between what we were doing versus what we are now is like $7 per job.
And more?
Yes. And
but haven't we...
It's only been profitable because we fired 8 salesmen. So if we just take out the other salesmen, it's going to be more profitable if we hold the technician to our standardized process. Does that make sense?
Let's pick this up on...
Yeah, we're wherever we just were, but that's what I was trying to show you yesterday.
It's more so, one, I want to understand Coconut, what we're doing, but 2, I want people to follow along with what we're so they can do it in their business, right? And so if the tech goes out there and it's a promo at 150, he goes up to 400, you got a $250 difference there. You're saying there's still a commission. I'm having a hard time understanding, okay, the job is 400, you got to get there, but then anything above 400 to 430, they're getting 17%. Where's that falling?
So they're just the new scale is the technician's going to get 17% of their daily revenue because it doesn't include the salesman.
No matter if they go up to 400 or not. So who's getting the job up to 400?
The technician.
What happens if he doesn't get it to 400? He gets to 380.
So when they come on as a tech, their pay is $22 an hour. So it's this commission pay of 17% against $17 an hour. So if they don't hit their daily route revenue
of $400 per stop,
$400 per stop, they get paid the equivalent of $16 an hour instead of $22 an hour, which was where they were at. So the company doesn't lose as much if they're not hitting job average.
But so it's less about the 400 benchmark, anything from 400 to 430, because they just get paid more.
They just get paid more money. So
but 400 is the sweet spot for them. That's saying, hey, as soon as you hit 400, you qualify for that 17%.
Yeah, close. Okay, so I actually like this because in Tommy's little book it says if you confuse, you lose. So if I just start back real quick, our technicians, if you come on as a Coconut technician, you get $22 an hour plus 2% of the revenue. Currently. On Friday, which this won't air before Friday, which is going to be for us towards the end of May 2025, they are going to sign a contract that their new hourly pay is $16 an hour or 17% of route revenue when you're hitting a $400 job average.
So that's the key. Yes. If he hits $3,895, he's $16 an hour. Correct. Sorry, buddy.
Correct. But here's where the upside is. If they hit a $400 job average at that commission rate, their new hourly equivalent is between $28 and $32 an hour. And the 3 technicians that we share this
28
with,
and 32, and right now it's 26.
right now it's 24 because they're 22 base plus 2% commission, so they're making around $24 an hour. So that's a huge swing down.
The math makes sense there.
Correct. It's a huge swing down if they don't hit our standards, $16 an hour, and then probably by the second payroll you're fired. That's just their new
Or
standard.
they're going to quit.
Correct. If they do hit it, now they're making the equivalent of 28 to 30. At $28 an hour, it's around that $400 job average mark. Every $50 beyond that puts them up about 75 cents. So they're going to be closer, in my opinion, once we're done with them, to like $30 to $32 an hour. I'm excited.
What about the jobs that come in that's like a BOGO? Like, how are you doing those? So instead of starting at 150, they're starting at 0.
Okay. So like the free jobs, because we have spot and spills right now. So what we've done is we're changing the Coconut Club and the parameters. But as far as like BOGOs and free jobs or influencers, they're going to get a zone or they're going to get an area, and they just have to run that themselves. But the point is, to what you said about 15 minutes ago, is that an influencer job where they're just sitting there milking it, getting to know the influencer, doing all that, I know for a fact, because we've done this with 2 technicians over the last 2 weeks, their influencer jobs, when they are not being paid for it other than their hourly pay, guess how long on average they're there? 55 minutes.
I was going to say, like,
the other technicians are there on average of 135 minutes.
when they're getting paid. Like,
When they're getting their commission percentage and they're getting paid on the average revenue per day, and we don't hold that stop against them. 2 hours versus 55 minutes. And I'm like, hey, Cole, can you call those influencers and make sure they're he was great. He was phenomenal, fast, efficient, great. I'm going to share my story tomorrow. We're like, so you didn't feel like, nope, he was great.
so what about the guy that I'm just, more so for us, but I'm sure other people are listening to this too. Like, I'm still confused about the BOGO. Like,
As far as the BOGOs, where they're at?
yeah,
Because
if I'm a tech and I'm saying, okay, most of my jobs start at 150, I just have to get up to 400. Got it. Crap, dude, 0. Like, I got to bring up this another $150.
Here's what's great is that our new standard and our way of coaching and guiding you, we're probably going to get to $450 job average. I just need you to be fast and efficient at your spot and spills that come up in your area. We've looked at the last few last few months in zip codes. There's not a single area that will ever service more than 10 of those in a month. And so if you're doing those at an hour each.
So there's no BOGOs more than 10 in a month.
Correct.
I thought we were doing a lot more of those promotions.
Well, you spread it out across 14 areas, then it's like,
Okay.
That's where we're doing
That
about
makes
140, 150. Yeah. It's money.
I love it, man. What else?
And I just know, Cameron, we're gonna get to a $500 job average. We're gonna get to a 20% coconut.
So a lot of
rate.
people might hear that and be like, so you're going to screw the customer more.
No, not at all, because we have a principle of give till it hurts. And so if our technician is in your house and you have $500 of work done, they're probably realistically going to be doing $700 to $800 of work.
And would you say like $500 is typically like, what do you get for $500?
So it depends. I'd say your highest tickets are generally going to be couches, upholstery. That's a lot of
For
carpet.
$500, do you get like your kitchen? Every home's different, but it's like kitchen, master, bedrooms, couch, and rug area. Like,
yeah, I'd say you're getting a sectional.
like on a 3,000 square foot house, is $500 cleaning like pretty much everything?
It's
the 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms.
I'd say
kitchen?
about 2,000 square feet. It's cleaning about everything. But here's the thing: is that my promise moving forward to the techs is that when I call the customers, if you do it our way, is that our customers are going to feel uncomfortable with how little they paid for how much we did.
I love that.
Period. And they're going to get fat tips, because I know for a fact that I say, hey guys, once you get to $400 or $500, you start giving some things for free. Hey, protectant, it's free. Hey, that area rug that you said no to, You're at $500. I'm doing that for free for you. People start saying like, okay, then just put it on the invoice. Like they almost are uncomfortable, but when you do it the right way in our standardized way.
Well, I love it, man.
It's a happy meal from Coconut.
I'm excited to see the changes from Coconut. What I love is we're saying, hey, Coconut's model right now it's kind of broken. Like, and it kind of hurts to say, like, there's a lot of great things, but we're willing to take the bold risk of saying, hey, we're changing everything, because why sit in this 0 to 14% margin? Like, we literally have those swings at Coconut. Some months 14%, some months 1%. And it's like, why do we want to keep doing that? We want to be at 30%. And in order to do that, like, we got to make some bold statements and do some bold things. And this is one of them. And so hopefully if you're listening to this podcast, like, it's inspiring you to think through it and take these bold actions, or just like keep sitting in your 1%, 2%, 14% margins. What do you got, man?
No, it was like just me and you, but like, what if we did on initials, because that's when the CAC is there. So like on your initial job, right, you just acquired that customer. You can't guarantee you're going to service them more than one time in our industry, other than selling a club, which increases the probability you will, but you allocate the entire acquisition cost to that service, right? So if it's $400 minus $100 acquisition cost, minus tech labor and those 18 other lines of deductions, what if we said on initials it's minus 50, on seasonal, meaning it's someone that didn't sign up for the club but they're using us again, it's minus 25, and then on clubs it's minus 10. And all you got to do at the end of the pay period is just take a look at the amount of initials they did. So now if that is my zone, I'm encouraged to get people on seasonals and initials, because it's going to be less materials coming out of my pocket because acquisition cost has already been paid.
You're saying it's 50 unless they sign them up on the club.
Well, it's 50 for that one. And then your next time going out there for the first Coconut Club, it's only $15 coming out.
Yeah, I like that. Or just saying it's either 50 or 25, depending on if you sign them up for the club. And because we need more clubs, like, it's all about that ARR.